But it is better to bring new slaves than to breed slaves. That's how brutal international trade, global business was. Haiti wanted to be part of the family, but they couldn't. They paid for their freedom after the revolution. They say about $20 billion. And the reason why the leadership in Haiti many, many years ago wanted to be part of the international community is because they knew that international trade is important. They knew it was important because 25% of France's GDP came from Haiti, right? So international trade, global business has occurred for a long time. You know, the Swedish American International Chamber of Commerce, they are celebrating 109 years. And the New American is celebrating 10 years. So it means that the German, the French, the European American Chamber of Commerce, they all understand international trade. The trade agreement that President Barack Obama wanted to fast track for the Trans-Pacific Plan is a great idea. Why? Because you want to include countries in South America, Central America, the Caribbean, Africa, what do they call it, the whirlwind tours that they have in Africa now, that President Barack Obama organized based on his visit to Africa. And while President Barack Obama was in Africa, the President Bush was also in Africa. First time, two presidents, same time on the African continent. And what brought them to Africa? The fear that China will dominate in Africa. But China is building a bullet train transportation system as part of their investment in Africa. I don't know if there's any train manufacturers in the US that could build one for Africa. But they didn't build it here for the US yet, right? So international trade, global business, minorities are lagging in that particular area. So whatever the president say, I do, so to speak. If the president say that he wants authority to fast track TPP, then I'll agree with him. Yeah? Because other people may not trust his judgment, but I do. And as I said, international trade has occurred for many, many years. So I'm happy that China exists. Because with China, it means that they will take Africa seriously, they will take the Caribbean seriously, they will take South America, Central America seriously. If it wasn't for the Soviet Union, the civil rights movement wouldn't be successful. Because it was the fear of the Soviet Union that motivated the Supreme Court to do what the US Congress wouldn't do, which was obviously to treat African Americans how they should be treated, with the right to vote, and to end all the lynchings that have occurred in the South. Only because of this tragic issue recently, obviously the death of 9 people, they are taking down the Confederate flag, right? So the gentleman, one of them that died, the one who was in politics down there, what's his name? Right, Reverend Pinchley, right? He, that was his goal, but he didn't even know that he would pay for it with his life. So, the mayor de Blasio, through the Black Institute, they are doing hearings throughout New York City about, what do minority businesses need in terms of how do they do better with contracts with the city. Hopefully they've had hearings before, but hopefully they will listen with these hearings and make changes that are necessary. But that piece of the city budget, $19 billion, and the state budget is necessary that, you know, Black, Hispanic, Asian businesses get a part of it. Why? Because that's the only way we could increase unemployment in our community and obviously prosperity for people who own small businesses. So those of us who are here on the podium here today, we support obviously small businesses, and we obviously encourage you to get your business minority certified, and we are hopeful with the new leadership that we have in New York City, even though we may disagree with the mayor, he is our only hope, so to speak, to move from that 2-3% to 20-30% like what the state has. Now, this afternoon also we are going to be congratulating our newest graduates for our Paralegal Certificate program. And the reason why we instituted a Paralegal Certificate program in our Chamber of Commerce is because understanding legal issues is extremely important for small businesses or larger businesses. The Swedish American Chamber of Commerce, they have a law firm that works for them, over 700 attorneys. The German, the French, the European Chamber of Commerce, they have some of the largest law firms in the world. So the New American, African American, Hispanic American, obviously what we are trying to do is to duplicate success. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You see? If you look in Manhattan and you see what the Swedes are doing, the Germans are doing, and the French are doing, and they are celebrating, obviously, 50 years, 100 years for their Chamber of Commerces, it might be a good idea to just try to do what they are doing. And obviously try to do it better. And we know that we have to catch up, so to speak, but that's fine. But we have to have a sense of urgency. We have to focus on the issues. We have to learn how to bring people together, to work together, because we are, you know, we have so many variations, you know. A lot of the blacks, the Hispanics, and the Asians are mixing up together, you know. So not everyone is a pure black or pure Asian or pure Hispanic, you know. It's more Chinese or whatever, you know. So, I don't know, luckily for me, I have all of the above. I remember when I was on the Abner Louima case in 1997 fighting for civil rights, this Chinese guy, I went in the store, Chinese, so he said, oh, I'm so happy that, you know, the Chinese are part of the civil rights movement, you know? Yeah, so that's, yeah, when you have all that mixtures, and Mr. Frank Garcia, president of the New York Coalition for Hispanic Chambers, remind me of my background, you know, my family from Venezuela, right? Say, Brian, don't forget your Hispanic heritage. So that's good. So every time the census come around, I'm, you know, which one do you like? My grandmother, she's as black comes. She's darker than the darkest person in this room here. And, you know, she obviously let me know some of the issues that she had in Trinidad and Tobago, you know, in terms of, you know, the darker your skin is, you know, a big issue, no matter where you go. Mm-hmm. So obviously, racism is a big issue.